Design Salvation, Episode 27.
This is Design Salvation, your lifeline to better design with Dixie and Annie. Our mission is to share our conversation with you so we can all elevate our work and lifestyle. Welcome to the fold.
Hey y'all, it's Dixie Stark.
And Annie Lundquist.
We're Design Salvation.
And we're here in the busy season, but we are here because we can't think of anything better than to get together.
Oh, I
do
know.
this, right?
And today we're having the eggnog that we've talked about doing for, I don't know, a couple of weeks now.
This eggnog is killer.
It's the bomb.
I'm love just how saying. You did it.
I basically took the brown sugar bourbon. You know that started here. Brown sugar bourbon started in Gig Harbor.
It did?
Yes, ma'am. Gig Harbor, Washington. Anyways, take the brown sugar bourbon and add that to this little eggnog, and then also use the brown sugar bourbon as kind of like the wetting of the rim, and then use that fabulous raw sugar on the top.
Oh, yeah, I'm digging every little bit of sugar. I
got a little sugar high.
Well, it's probably really unmannerly to lick your whole rim, but that's happening.
That's what you want to do. It's so yummy.
But, you know, the thing is, too, that the bourbon on the rim, because I didn't put any in my drink, but just on the rim, is kind of giving me the sense that I'm
having a cocktail.
Because
it's just what got that rim wet so that the sugar would attach to it. It's really good. It feels so festive. I'm kind of crunching it right now.
I'm crunching on sugar,
that
too.
raw sugar. But anyways, are you ready? Are you ready for the holidays?
Well,
we've been talking about the holidays, I feel like, for like a couple of weeks now.
Well, yes, and interesting since we have such a short little runway that
we do have a short runway this year. Whoa.
I'm moving super slowly and kind of enjoying it.
Okay, but you've got this tree situation going on. You have 4 trees.
I do, but only one of them is, full height. So
what do you mean only one of them's full height?
Well, I have the big one in the living room, and then I have a small one in the dining room, a small one in the entry, and a medium one in the kitchen.
Okay, so I haven't been to your house to see these trees. So where's the one in the kitchen?
It's in the corner by the door where you go out to the patio.
Okay, so close to the fireplace. Okay. And then you have one in the dining room.
Yeah.
And then you have...
I have one in the entry on my chest there so that we put it in a basket.
I know where that is. Okay.
But, I would love any advice from any listeners because it's always such a kludge fest how I figure out how we get the tree to stand up straight in the basket, in the bucket of water. We have like shards of limestone kind of propping it up. And
it's like, it's called a tree holder. I mean, don't you use a tree holder?
Well, yeah, but then those typically haven't been big. Super successful, yes, because they're big and it's harder to fill them up with water. But
the old-timey ones are just the metal. They don't have that whole big...
think how long those lights are, right?
Yeah, I guess so. Because I was going to do the whole basket thing. I told you I was going to do the basket, put my tree, in the basket like what you're talking about with all that. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I have this big old trunk on my tree. And there's no way possible. So I burlapped.
Well, yeah, and I think that's true.
I just put burlap around.
And I'm not doing the basket on my living room tree, actually, by the way.
Oh, you aren't? You did that a couple years ago, and I just loved it.
Well, all the others are in baskets, so that will have to suffice.
Okay, here you go.
So you'll have to come by, because they all have...
By.
Every single one has a different personality, so there's no...
I think that's just so sweet. Well, your house is big enough, and your rooms are separated, so I think it's really, really special that you've got something in every space in your downstairs
you come
to enjoy.
You'll tell me what you think if I've gone to. Yeah.
But you mentioned the cookies.
Yes, so I'm having a little friend who's very talented make gingerbread cookie ornaments.
So
I've done in 8,
fun.
And I should do it myself, but
can you eat them? Can you take them off the tree and eat them?
Well, I would think so. I'll have to ask her.
You should ask her.
Yeah,
I don't know how that works.
I don't either. I don't know if they have to make them less fun to eat so they're sturdier or
right.
But
so they're a little bit more brittle, I guess. Yeah, sturdy.
I love gingerbread. That's the gingerbread tree. And then I have the, felt critter goofy tree in the entry with
Okay, do you hear that deep tone? That's like somebody driving by with their big old speakers. Sorry.
Yeah, somebody's having a good time out there.
That's so weird.
I drive like that.
I know you do. You're like me. You just blast that radio. You're in your car and you're like, I blasted it. It's kind of funny.
And then I have the pretty little, typical ornament tree with a ribbon garland in the dining room.
Oh, it's just got ribbon on it?
Well, no, it has a few little ornaments, but they're all sort of in the same, they're sort of all little Asian ornaments. It's really cute. It's cute.
Oh, that sounds adorable.
Yeah, that's it.
Okay, well, my tree, she's just naked.
And she looks beautiful in your house. She needs nothing.
She does.
But I was impressed you have all your packages wrapped.
I do. I'm done with Christmas, basically. I've got all my Christmas done.
My gosh.
Mm-hmm. I'm a planner.
Right.
I have my Christmas done.
Okay, so I think I am not, but I'm trying to get ahead of things, as you all know. Not surprised. And I am working on the kids' gifts. And I was talking to, because I think teens and young
they're difficult.
Because they just want money.
Of course.
Which is fine, but you can't
That's basically, all they want.
But I was talking to a friend of mine who she is giving her kids, she's having them choose a wonderful concert they want to go to.
That's a cool idea.
Isn't that good?
Now, is she giving them the list of the concerts and saying choose from these 6 or just pick a concert, I'll pay for it, we'll go.
Yeah. Well, they're older, they'll go without her.
Okay, so yeah.
I thought that was
any
cool.
concert,
and I don't know
that's a cool idea.
2 tickets or what.
That's a cool idea.
I thought that was excellent.
I know that the teens, they always want, money, and I don't blame them. Money's good, but I've done a couple of years where I've done kind of a charitable giving thing just because I wanted them to know what was important to me and what I thought was kind of a cool thing. And I just donated in their name, so that was kind of cool. And I have to ship gifts. Mm-hmm. And so that was easy for me to just enclose that card. Mm-hmm. But you were talking about one of the charities earlier today.
Yeah, the Assistance League of Seattle.
Oh, yeah, that's what it was.
She does a lot of volunteer work for them. And she was noting that she does this great program through Target where they give needy families, for the kids, $100 gift card so that they can go buy a coat.
Oh, good.
And shoes. But there are no restrictions on it. So typically what the families do is they don't want to buy 1 or 2 things. Mm. So then they go buy underwear and leggings and T-shirts and, so they still aren't getting the coat
that they really
and the
need.
shoes. So the liaison to the program who's in the schools and seeing all this is seeing kids go out to recess with no coat. That's sufficient.
Gosh, that breaks my heart.
There's still, I know, and I think there's so many wonderful things to give to. This is ours this Christmas in our family is to give to this one, and I would love to link to it if anyone in the Seattle area or any.
Oh yeah, you should.
Yeah,
you should.
I'd love to link to that.
I think it's fun to pick a charity that is near and dear to your heart, and I always think about everything from animals to kids to
Oh, there's some
families and
exactly.
It just goes on and on and on. I think I most of the time choose to just kind of concentrate my focus at Christmas. Yep. And then throughout the year, try to do a variety of other things. But I think that's kind of fun. I don't know. What else do you do for Christmas that is kind of like, I don't know.
Charity or just a fun tradition?
Oh, more of a tradition or something. I don't know.
Okay, so I think that my dad and his wife do a really lovely over-the-top Christmas. And a couple of things that I think are memorable and a little different that I could suggest for people because I think it's super fun.
I want to hear.
Yeah, so the one thing is my dad does stockings.
Okay, we've already talked about how I love myself a stocking.
Yeah, and he does it for the adults.
I love to fill them.
Yeah, they're fun. And he does it for the adults, so the kids get to watch us be spoiled. And they're wonderful.
Now that's a thought.
Yes, he does beautiful.
So the adults get the stockings and the kids don't?
No, the kids get a little gift card.
Nice.
Mm-hmm. And they're all, grown pretty much.
Okay.
So they love that. But we get all this.
You get the real
stuff.
deal.
And then my dad also came up with this cute little super simple dice game. and we pit the families against each other. So he'll come up with a couple funny gifts or really nice ones, but one in particular stands out, which was this little red toaster that toasted the hot dog bun and the hot dog.
Okay, well, that's serious.
It's like a $30 gift, but we roll the dice to see, and you do like 2 out of 3 rounds to see which family gets.
Okay, and so it's the high roller, the high number?
Roller, yeah, but anybody can do that, and it sort of brings everybody together.
Easy.
And you cheer for your little family.
That's so easy.
I think it's super easy.
I think that's super fun. Oh, my gosh.
And we've done sometimes it's for playoff tickets to the Seahawks. That's happened before.
Hey!
A major.
Yeah, that'd be major.
Mm-hmm. But
I don't know that we're going to get to do it. Well, we'll get to go.
Yeah, let's hope I don't know.
We won't talk football. If we start talking about football, I could talk the whole session on football.
Dixie, y'all, and I know you don't know this, but Dixie almost exclusively, I think I can say this with conviction, listens to sports radio.
I do.
And then she'll tell me these funny stories. And I am a big Seahawks fan, but she'll tell me these funny stories that happen on her little sports radio shows. And I don't get what's funny.
I do listen to sports radio all the time.
So
but
cute.
You know what? I grew up with it, and it's kind of my thing. And it's easy for me to listen to. I can relate to it. And,
whatever
it is what
relaxes you.
Well, one of the things that came up that somebody was asking me about the other day was just kind of like in general as a designer planning for Christmas. And I was like, well, do you mean decorating? Like decorating for Christmas? Like, what kind of tree you have or whatever? And they were like, no, kind of like planning for Christmas. Do you do that with what you do? And I paused for a minute. I was like, oh, I get it. I get what you're asking me. And the answer is an absolute yes. When I'm doing new construction homes, and I know the same thing goes for you, and I'm probably going down a path, and we haven't talked about it, but anyways, where you are going through the questionnaire, essentially when you're doing the programming for the house and you're doing architectural review and all that, and even into the electrical plan, thinking about Christmas.
Yes,
and I know that I'm constantly aware of outlets in the soffits, for instance, for the exterior lights, if you want to put those up, or maybe you have, big trees or something outside and making sure you have electrical out there and all of those kinds of things. But inside, just putting like electrical close to the mantle if you want the mantle lit, or
exactly.
Even furniture arrangement.
Well, if you think of those on the front end, if you have that luxury, it could really simplify your life when the holidays roll around.
Simplifies your life. Whether you decide you're going to arrange the furniture a certain way during the holidays, it's different than what you have on a regular basis. I mean, we always talk about the focus of if you have a tree, then obviously it needs to be in kind of that focus area I speak about, which is where your fireplace is or where the center of that room is kind of focusing on. Maybe it's the television or maybe it's the view or what have you. And making sure that the tree can fit within that focus. Yes. And not overcrowded, of course. That
yours is so, to me, yours is maybe not where I would have thought to put it, but I really love where you put it.
Oh, yeah, in my house.
Yes.
I knew the whole time.
I can tell that you knew because you can get to the front door and you can still get to your dining room table, but it's right there.
And I wanted to be able, like if somebody came to either one of my doors, I wanted them to be able to see the tree.
Oh, clever.
And then I wanted the tree to be a part of our everyday living. And even though we have a living room per se, or a great room area, we spend less time there than we do actually in the kitchen and at the dining table.
Yeah, I could see that. So it really is front and center. It's right where it should be.
Front and center. And you have to kind of think about that when you're working with clients and say, where's your tree going to go? And how big are you anticipating your tree to be? Or in your case, where are your 4 trees going to go?
Where we are. Yeah. Well, I didn't think of that through exactly. But as the trees get smaller, it gets less.
As they get smaller, they can be tabletop and it's a lot
But I would agree. I think and then the big thing, which I think you threw in there, I may have missed it, was if you're going to put exterior lights on your house, really making sure you have roof access to a plug. And
roof access and even putting the I do a lot of putting electrical outlets in the soffits hidden where you can't see. And then a lot of people want those to be switched instead of just the outlets. So they're switched on the inside of the house or in the garage, and then that way, if you have that, then you can obviously work those in your smart home, whether it's on your phone or whether it's an automated system in the house. But it's always a consideration. And then, we always have this constant back and forth between artificial tree or real tree. But if people really insist on an artificial tree, and I'm fine with that, then we need storage for it. Where are you going to store that sucker?
Yeah,
all season.
Yeah,
completely. Or any other holiday decor, including the lights or whatever that may be.
If you're in a small space, I don't think it's really that fun to have a fake tree because there is that whole year-long storage issue.
There is.
I certainly have a strong preference for a live tree.
I
feel like
some people freak out like Phoebe on Friends.
Yes, and I know
freaked out about killing the trees.
I think it's a renewable resource, and I think it's a lovely economy that pops up at this season, provides a lot of jobs.
Yeah, it absolutely does. And there are a lot of people, especially in our part of the country, that is their main business.
That's their main business. And it's compostable. And we have the cute little Boy Scouts come and pick up our trees afterwards. And I don't know, I like the little industry that it surrounds.
I do too. And I just love the smell of the fresh. And I love the joy that the natural elements using what is given to us on earth to enjoy.
Yeah. But having said that, if it's too much for people, I get it.
Yeah.
I'd rather have you go decorate than not because, the live tree is overwhelming and it's too much work. I'd rather.
And sometimes it's just more than you can handle and it's just a lot easier. And in many cases, I have clients and they have an outside group or company come and actually do their decorating for them. And a lot of times that's because, they're actually using stuff they already have.
Yeah.
Or they're not in their homes as much as like on an everyday basis. And so they don't necessarily want to do live things. They would rather do something artificial.
Okay, so
they're not there all the time.
Let's have a politically incorrect discussion.
Oh, gosh.
Or politically dicey about faux fur versus real fur.
Okay, so I am the biggest animal lover in the entire world. You know that I'm so soft when it comes to animals.
You are adorable.
That's the charity I give to first.
Yes.
Like, I'm such a sucker, but man, I like me some real fur.
So how do you rationalize that? How do you rationalize that? I mean, I'm in the same boat where I really love real and I feel like there's a way to do it that doesn't impact negatively the little critters that we adore.
Well, so there's a couple of things. I am a sucker for vintage fur for sure, because obviously, and the whole thing about that is that, those critters are gone. And back in the day, back a long, long time ago, I felt like critters were used more as a source for food and shelter and warmth rather than today. But that's not necessarily so, I don't suppose. But if an animal is already being used for something else, like a source of food, then why not use the entire
I feel like there's something
cowhide rugs. We wear leather shoes, we wear leather belts, I'm
for rabbit, we
eat
rabbit. So I choose the animals that we eat. If I'm going to buy
that's interesting.
Something new,
we're totally getting on the PC thing here.
We are. And don't send us hate mail because we are thoughtful about this.
Yeah. And like, for instance, I have antlers in my house, but those antlers came from my daddy's farm and they were all shed. And he has no posted hunting for deer on his property. And that's something that he feels very strongly about.
Yes.
And so that's,
I'm fine with both on that because I don't know anyone who kills a deer and then doesn't.
No, and actually the thing about,
the
deer is there are certain populations, and anybody knows this, that if you don't actually let them go through a cycle of being killed for food or what have you, then they become starving and diseased, and it becomes an ecosystem situation anyway. So, there's that. Now, from a design standpoint, I just love the look of the real deal. Like I have and I'm gonna get so much trouble. You backed me into this.
I did. I'm sorry, sister. You can drop out at any time, but let's. Faux fur. No, I don't like faux fur either. I've seen some very nice ones that do a pretty good job, but for me too, I think fur is the most beautiful creation ever.
I do appreciate it. I really do appreciate it.
Yeah.
I do think it's pretty amazing. On the flip side, I think it's great how these manufacturers have figured out the technology and have been able to come up with something that does suit people that would prefer the faux over the real.
Yes. And I agree with you.
And it's not like my house is coated in furs. But
no. I have a few too. I have some little goat skins and I have some real fur, but it's all vintage. And then I do have a few newer things that are rabbit because I know those get eaten.
Yeah.
So anyway, there we go. Okay, enough of that.
Wow. Well, a lot of people. Well, the reason I think you probably brought it up, I don't know why you did, is because there's a lot of it out in the marketplace right now. Like there's so much of the faux out in the marketplace, and I think that people want to coat their houses in this faux stuff, and after a while, it starts to look faux.
Yes, and then we're all about authenticity.
As in false.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
It doesn't, and we like the authentic things, and we like it's just like with architecture, using authentic materials and integrating that into your lifestyle and into your surroundings is a way of elevating. And that's what we're here to do, is to kind of let you see what's a more elevated way to go.
Yeah.
And so I'm kind of like,
real fur, and maybe just give you a little bit of thinking on the other side of that topic, where I think there's thought put into it as well. You may not agree, but we're being thoughtful consumers, in my mind. So
I think that's important.
So speaking of furry creatures, do you give gifts to your pet?
I do.
Like a lot of gifts?
Wait, I have a funny story that just happened this week. This week.
Okay, let's hear it.
So, Jay says to me, "Have you got anything for Bella and Lily yet?" And I'm like, "No." And he said, "I do."
Oh.
And I was like, "Oh, you sticker."
Look, now you're feeling competitive.
I said, "Shall we give it together?" And he goes, "No." I was like, "Okay." So I march myself out the door, and I go and I get something for the dog. And I leave it in my office. And Mr. Willie thought that it would be really interesting to go and find it. And I came home the middle of the afternoon 2 days ago, and he's sitting on the sofa, and he's looking at me like, "Oh, shoot."
Oh, shoot.
And he had found the long strip of these big long rawhide things.
Yeah.
He got one out of the package. It was gone, and the other one was almost out of the package, but it was stuck on the tag. That little turkey. But yes, I always give the dogs gifts, but apparently I had fallen down because Jay had one.
That is hilarious.
But I always give them gifts.
Yeah.
It's fun to watch them open it, honestly. I'm not kidding. It's like, since we don't have kids and they're our babies, it is fun to watch them play with their toys on Christmas morning.
That's really cute. I get that.
It's funny.
So you don't have to. Biscuit gets things, but not from me. Auntie Booney. Yes, she lavishes Biscuit with all sorts of things.
That's so fun. But see, that's her little nephew.
Yes, that's her little nephew too. Exactly.
That's a big market,
It's huge.
I mean, like even Ellen DeGeneres has got her own dog line, and I mean, it's a big market.
No, it's true. In fact, I went to a Home Goods the other day.
Oh yeah.
And it's Christmas.
That's a whole section.
Well, it's Christmas everywhere in that store, and everything else is taking a back seat except the pet section, which is still right because they know everyone's going to get their pet something new. I was in a desperation mode too because my phone was dying and I still had quite a bit of work to do. So I ran in to get a, card charger because I had loaned mine to my friend who was here from out of town. I had given her mine and she had absconded with it. So I said to the gal, where are they now? Because everything's so shifted around for Christmas. And she said, they're still in the checkout line. I was like, really? Okay. So I'm waiting and the line's super long because the whole world's there. And we finally turn the corner. And we turn the corner and there is one
left.
There's one. And it's pink and it's covered in glitter. So I took the dang thing. Now I have glitter.
And you look like, you have glitter all over you.
All over my car. All over my car.
Merry Christmas.
Yes,
I mean, that's so funny, you little teeny bopper. Isn't that funny how that happens where it's like when you need a car charger, you can't find one, and when you don't need one, like you find them all over the house?
Exactly.
Or all over the car.
Exactly.
I don't know what that's all about, but anyways, it's kind of just one of those weird things that just kind of happens. So
you go. What's we kind of crossed so's there.
Oh.
We haven't done that before.
First, rock, paper, scissors.
Okay, no, I'm just ready to go.
You just go.
Did your parents lie to you about Santa Claus? Do you remember?
Okay. No, I don't remember. Clearly they did.
Right.
But I don't remember, but I have to tell you, I knew about Santa Claus early. Mm-hmm.
Because
first of all, I'm the youngest of the youngest of the youngest in my family.
There you go. They couldn't wait to tell you that they knew more than you.
But more importantly, I thought I was just so smart because my mom had gotten me this shoe rack.
Mm-hmm.
And it was like orange vinyl.
Wow.
And it was where you put all your shoes in. Mm-hmm. I think she was trying to teach me to put my clothes away and my shoes away. And I would have been, let's see, the house we were in, I probably was not quite 5.
Mm-hmm.
And she had written my name on it at the top of it, Dixie Ann.
Cute.
And I looked at that writing and I went, that's my mama's writing.
Mm-hmm.
I figured that out.
Oh, because it was supposed to be from Santa.
Yes.
Oh, now I'm tracking.
It was supposed to be from Santa, and she gave me this shoe rack. I'm kidding you. I looked at that and I went, that's my mama's writing. And I didn't say anything to her. Mm-hmm. I didn't say, Mom, I know you wrote on my shoe rack.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't say anything. And I kind of was just a little more observant.
Mm-hmm.
And a little more observant. And then I noticed that my brother got a gift and it had like a tag of some sort on it. And his name was written on the tag in my mom's writing.
Uh-oh.
So like, she didn't always wrap the gifts that went under the Santa tree. She wrapped the gifts that came from Mom and Dad to fool us.
Yes, of course.
But I saw that tag and I think it was like on a sweatshirt or something. And it said his name.
Yeah, you figured that one.
And I was like, that's my mom's writing too.
Mm-hmm.
And that's kind of how I figured it out.
Oh, you remember. I don't remember it all, but I know that parents with young kids worry about lying to their kids. And I think it's just fine to, because it's not like you sit down and read a fairy tale to your kids and at the end go, now, honey, none of this is true. Let's be clear. There's not a shred of truth to this Cinderella story. Right? So it's okay to, especially when they're little. I know when my kids start to question you. Well, anytime they start to question you, they're ready.
What did you do?
Well, I sort of do that little thing. What do you think? And then look a little mischievous. So they're like, Mm-hmm. So you're not really telling them, but you're sort of indicating if they thought.
And you're kind of egging them on a little bit.
A little bit, yeah. Let them just feel that they're discovering the secret.
Think?
The secret little Santa mystery. It's a beautiful thing. And no one went to therapy but you don't go to your therapist and say,
my parents lied?
My parents lied, and what about Santa?
Right.
That has never happened.
But you know what? Jay and I went to a book signing last night. I don't know what's up about the book signing. And Santa walked in last night. And it was just so much fun.
Oh, yay for Santa.
He did. He walked in last night.
With a real beard?
Ho, ho, ho. With the what?
A real beard?
He had a real beard.
Oh, nice.
He had a real beard. And he was jolly.
Mm-hmm.
And he walked in. He was like, ho, ho, ho. And we were over in West Seattle. And he went in every store.
Oh, adorable.
I don't know where he came from or what he was doing or what his was. It was Santa.
Yeah.
And we had so much fun saying, hey. And he went out the store and went, Merry Christmas.
That's so cute.
And that was just so much fun.
I
just think that it's really great that we have this thing that we can all kind of get behind and still believe.
Yeah, exactly. Or suspend belief.
The holiday and the intent of the holiday and family being together. And
well, we hope that your plans are coming together for your season. And remember that little dice game if you're needing a little family unity moment.
I could probably get dice at what? Walmart, Target, holiday store?
Yep. Yeah, and just make up your own rules.
I like that.
Yeah,
I love that. Okay, so happy holidays.
Happy holidays.
Enjoy, enjoy, enjoy. And ciao for now.
Ciao for now.
Hey, y'all. Don't forget to follow us on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. You can also find us at designsalvation.com, where we'll have the past podcasts listed as well as show notes. Hope to see you there.
So, do you like white lights or colored lights? Or, well, I know you like white lights, but
white lights.
Okay. Yes, likewise. So, do you have any? But I know kids really have a problem with that. Like, I didn't let my kids.
My husband has a problem with it.
Oh, he likes colored lights.
Oh my gosh.
Well, you have cute little colored lights on your exterior.
Kind of. I just covered the lenses up on the existing sconces because they're real and they shine up and down. So,
in red and green. But
that
really
doesn't
cute.
Count.
No, that doesn't count. I agree.
You're talking about on the tree.
I'm talking about on the tree or outside. Like when people, my rule is if you're going to do white, do white. If you're going to do color, do color. Like don't mix on the outside.
Oh, so agree with that.
And
I so agree with that.
Don't put colored on the tree unless you have a kid tree somewhere else. But your main tree can be pretty, pretty, pretty. And, I don't know. Kids are all going to whine about that, though.
Oh,
I'll just tell you.
I just think it looks so much more elevated with the white lights, but I do think that's a personal opinion.
Well, I don't. I think there's some objectiveness to it. And I decided, you know what I decided? Because we had this.
Awesome.
No, we had this talk all the time in our family because, when they were little.
Of course.
And now my kids are really happy that I showed them the way to better taste.
Ah, maybe.
But they're 20 and 21, so I don't know. Is that obnoxious?
Maybe that's what you do. Maybe you transition at a certain age with your kids. Like you say, okay, you can have your colored lights till you're 15. And then after
15?
Oh, I don't know. 11, 10?
8.
8
Never.
Years. And then the rest of your life has got to be white. No, I vote white.
I vote white. And if they're going to throw a tantrum, we could string up some little colored lights in their room. Right?
Sure, but talk about tacky, then you're really getting tacky, right? You're just stringing up lights in the room.
Kids are inherently tacky, Lovey.
I know,
this is a thing that they're inherently tacky.
So you just see it,
So
white lights.
White lights.
White lights.
Yeah, me too.
All right.
Me too.
White lights.
I know, we're just like Grinch.
I know, Grinch.
The light Grinch.
Grinchy.
Mm-hmm.
All right, white lights.